Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be trying out a kind of budgety, friendly mono red burn deck in Historic. This list came from Italian content creator Byna94, I believe. They're on Twitch, BYNA. They play a lot of Historic. They do like events, stuff like that. They got 3 straight 7 wins with a 62 card special mono red. The deck's like under 20 rares to build, so if you're looking to get into the internal format, kind of a style of deck I like to play. So this is similar to what we see in some of the like Explorer Pioneer, the izzet or like mono red wizard burn. We have access to Swiss Sphere, Ghitu Lavarunner, Slickshot Show Off. Sorry, Soul Scar is not a Soul Scar is a wizard, Swiss Sphere is not, but a bunch of like kind of prowessy. Really everything in this deck costs 1 mana other than the Slickshot. Light up stage with Spectacles, same with Skewer. Wizard's Lightning costs 1 if you have a wizard. And then playing some extra copies of Surgical Extraction, which is basically to lose 2 life for a free spell cast. Good against like wizards or stuff like that. Otherwise with the deck, we're playing... The only change I did with the list was I just played a Kakkazan over the 12th Mountain because it's free to play. They didn't have Jegantha Companion. Again, it's free to play, so I'm going to use it. And we're actually going to try it in an event today. I have 18 play-in tokens, and I need 20 basically, so... I kind of also want to see what the events are like. It's been a while since I've played one. So let's fire it up. Let's go Historic event. 2,500 gemmies or gold. Let's see how this plays out. We mono red gamers. So what do we need to make backs? 375. So we have to get to 5 wins. So 5-3 gets you kind of in the profit, at least 7 wins to get that. So we are playing a Gruul version of this deck. I just got Mythic in Explorer, went 22-6, I believe, with it. Very, very powerful deck. These kind of slick shot decks are super linear, super aggressive if you like that type of strategy. The mono green one gives you in Explorer access to like Blossoming Defense style effects, Satarka's Command. In Historic, we do have kind of some aggressive cards as well. So we'll see how it plays out. Interested to see how the best of 1 meta kind of evolves. Wizards has been the most popular from the ranked ladder. I'm wondering if that translates over as well. We go first. Let's go. So no burn, but I think we go Soul Scar, Plot, Slick Shot. Depending on what they're playing, we might play it out. All right, we got life gain Andes. Feel like this format's going to have a lot of those. So I'm actually going to do this. I think we just poke in. Mono white's probably not going to have much to do against us. Angels. So probably like the worst matchup we could have. If it was just like life gain, it's okay. Angels isn't really something you see on the ladder that often. Ooh, that's actually good for us. Let's see if we can hit something here. Kind of annoying, but... So we can pay the 2 life here, target this, and search. So if I do 1 more here, that's 9, 14. So we'll save it for next turn. So hopefully it's just like Righteous Valkyrie. Okay. Give me 1 more spell. 1 more spell. so we'll do this. Get the trigger there. We pretty much just have to attack at this point. They don't block. We probably have lethal. That'd be 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're one short here. And then they blocked correctly, so probably just dead here. Kind of annoying. We drew one more spell there. We're fine with the double prowess, but now they're just going to gain like infinite life. Again, not a deck you see really at all in the Historic ladder. Good collected company here, which might be what they have. Need like Monstrous Rage or something. Okay, Speaker. Second Righteous. Maybe with but not even Monstrous Rage at this point. There's nothing I could draw here. Not a great start. Not a great start. Like, we had a pretty explosive. It's just every card coming in with a body with 4 toughness and then gaining a bunch of life also doesn't help. They gained like 20 life that game. We needed like any kind of removal there. Wizard's Lightning, Play with Fire gets us basically the difference. I think we mulligan this. And it's much worse. Go back Surgical. Not the best kind of showing. We go first. Could have kept that first hand as a little gambly. I think what we're doing here... We're putting back Surgical. I'm going to Play with Fire on their end step. Give me a land. Never didn't have it. At this point, I don't know what they're on, so we're just going to attack in. It's more likely they have a counter spell. It might be some sort of artifact ramp deck. Could be like a mono blue kind of Tron style deck. I think we're just gonna do the damage here. I want to kill this. Depending what they do next turn, I can play both of these. We'll just keep them off mana. We'll just play this out. Then next turn we got some effects to go with. What's this do? Something comes into play tapped. Boon. Next turn I have Hasty with a Monstrous Rage. So far, this isn't great kind of testing because none of this is like heavy what you see on the ladder. I think we'll put it here just because if they have a bounce effect, it's cheaper for us to recast that. Hit them for 8. They go to 4. I have this flipping with the Prosperous. So haste it, kill them that way. So we've been kind of getting stuck on 2. I don't think it's correct that 62 cards, like you're still diluting. I understand that the thing is free, but I think we can probably get away. But on the board, we'll get to hopefully make back our money at the event. At the very least, we transfer some gold into gems. Beat mono blue, do nothing. Respect my authority. South Park fan. And very odd. We'll keep this one. I think in the dark we put surgical back. Swiss Spear not being a wizard's really awkward here. See, they're most likely wizards themselves. Oh, they're Phoenix. If that's the case, still think we plot this, and then next turn we have access to everything. I lose out on a counter, but the counter is going to get hit anyways. Could still be wizards. Usually don't see sleight of hand. Almar. Bolt face here. You want to do this now because they could have access to Flame of Anor. We just don't want them to get that value. Kind of at a gas now, though. Light up the stage would be nice. Honestly, even just like Skewer. Dread Horde. Could see like a Wizard's Lightning here. Soul Scar. Okay, that's nice. put Jegantha to hand here. Kind of limits their super explosive draws. We've been able to... I feel like if they had a Wizard's Lightning up until this draw step, they would have cast it. Very anemic start from our Wizards player here. The heavier creature, less spell version. Or like kind of keeps... So the worst card we can draw is Den of the Bugbear. It doesn't let us cast Jegantha, and it doesn't let us activate Ramanapa runes. The best draw would be any sort of burn. I haven't shown Flame Kit, so they have Slick Shot of their own here. Shock in, so they're dead to a bolt. Gonna do this. We'll do this. Again, I feel if they had a Spell Pierce, they would have Spell Pierced. This lets me play around 2 removal spells. And this also gives me the second spell. Shove me aside. Alright, opponent. You gotta do 20 damage off 4 mana and 2 cards. You can't even shock yourself lethal. Okay, just concede. You lost. There's literally nothing. Alright. As long as we don't play angels, maybe. Got to our 75 gems. The big one is getting to 3 or 4 wins at least. Gets you back most of it. But we want 7. We'll take the angels loss and then hope we can push through. Need a haircut. Opponent goes first. I think in the dark we keep this. Got surgical, which is nice. Gonna attack in. I'm gonna plot this. Could be ninjas with a very slow start. Edict's fine. I got the double surgical line. Probably shouldn't have played a land there. Because if we hit a lot like double land. I don't want to play this into open mana until I have at least 2 creatures. because these represent a lot of extra damage. Okay, not bad. That gives me a big next turn. Got that out of the way. It could potentially counter here, but not really doing much beyond that, so looking for a creature here. Creature or card advantage. Get rid of Edict here. Kind of forces their hand. And if they have double removal, kind of bad. If they have double Edict, it's going to be very annoying. Drown in the Lock. Vendilion clicks. Snapcast, just like heavy Dimir control. They have drowned. They play 3 drowns. Two more fatal pushes. Oh no, oh my god, I forgot to exile. What am I doing? This turn. Some damage here. I'm opting to not drown here. Bowmaster here. We don't draw cards, so doesn't actually do anything. I think that's fine. Play their turn. I think we're fine to continue to try to race them. I'm gonna get rid of the make disappear here. Because now I can play Jegantha. Look at that, big brain. Because I figure if they have this, they have it anyways, and they would probably have used it on like etchings. Got him. Too big brain, even though I forgot to click out of the other time. We take those. All right, 3 wins down. See how many we can get. That deck's pretty nasty. Pretty like tempo oriented. Didn't see if they were playing like Cruise or Dig Through Time. I feel like you need one of those because they ran out of gas pretty quick. Even like Soren's Ransom could be good. Just ways to kind of rebuy some of the value. One goes first. This hand is pretty gasoline. A little awkward that neither of these is a wizard, but we'll take it. Opponent mulls. Is it the mirror? I think we do this. Lets me play around most of their removal. Opponent's going to learn a valuable lesson. Okay, so I lose out on a point of damage. But I can play around 3 damage burn here. Mono, Wizard's Lightning. So even with the land, it doesn't work here. Bone Crushers, Skewers, Dreadhorde. Some sort of Goblin Goo. Okay, so we gotta be mindful of Reckless Charge. Be interesting to see what opponent plays here. Guess that turns them on for light up. They could play the land, have access to Wizard's Lightning to target my Swift Spear. They could set up the Bone Crusher Giant with haste. So they're being extremely aggressive. They hit me for 6, but then they're just like dead on the crackback. I think that's fine. Lightning's probably fine. I can go offense, defense with it depending on what they draw. Because they can't really afford... Like if any of these were wizards, they would be dead. So like their plan was to do these. A little bit of impatience, I would say. They would have just held it for one of my creatures. You could save quite a bit of life. So they also didn't play a land. We'll just kill you. In mono red mirrors, you really want to control board. Reoccurring damage is the biggest factor. Because your burst down, like your burn spells more often than not will be removal as opposed to face. Especially like opponent was playing from behind most of the game. And even just with like the composition of their hand, they're probably better off plotting there. Because if I have burn, I'm just going to point it at them. Because even then on turn 3, you would still have access to Wizard's Lightning. I mean, this hand's very all in on the slick shot. But let's try it. Opponent goes first. They're mulliganing hard. Okay, they mull to 4. I think we're just proactively killing stuff in this matchup. Okay, well, they get one turn to try to draw the hammer. They draw the hammer next turn. I lose. What'd you get? What'd you get? Their mana is also very painful. They've done 4 damage to themselves. Can I just kill them? So that's... Ooh. Surgical could be interesting. I think we're gonna go like this. I'm just gonna hold off here. Because the only way we lose is if they draw like creature hammer. Plus I can get the prowess trigger. Interesting spot. Stoneforge Mystic. So they tutor. That probably gets better with Stoneforge being able to tutor the elements. Let's try to kill him here. So pop. Pop. Deal more damage the other way. Sigarda's Aid. Let's do... We're not about reading. We done here? Let him know that they mauled pretty aggressive, but I feel like that deck you're gonna get like a lot of awkward hands at times. Stoneforge letting you play fewer of the equipments is nice. Yeah, we got the 5 wins, 2 more, and we get the play-in. So gotta go 2-1. We're allowed 1 loss. Came close against Angels. We need like 1 more burst of damage. Or like a turn off, but all in all, made my money back, so we are happy. Trying to save up for Modern Horizons 3. A lot of powerful cards that can be injected into the format, so gotta collect them all. And against Beticon. Hand is a trap. Mulligan. Alright, this hand's pretty decent. In the dark, I'm going to put back a Play with Fire. I want my 2 lands. If this is Wizards, Soulscar Mage. Always kill this on curve. Them leading on this suggests that they were like low on lands. Okay. So with Symmetry Sage, I just want to kill this now. I was hoping their turn was more like Dreadhorde Arcanist, kind of get them to commit the whole turn. Flame of Anor. It's good for them. Hey, I'll take that. Just gonna push damage here. This turns off if they don't have like another wizard for Flame of Anor. One of their blue sources is a pain land, so whatever damage I can kind of bring. If they have a reckless charge, it's, yeah. Worst case. Now they just get to draw 2. This card's a big mirror breaker. They've drawn 4 extra cards. So we've both been able to like answer each other. But the fact that they keep ripping draw 2s. We did. I think the matchup really just comes down to who draws kind of their... Like we had 2 answers, but their answers also drew them 2 more cards, which is just going to be... They're going to be playing 4 Flame of Anors if they have them. The thing is, Flame of Anor usually draws you into Flame of Anor. It's the Treasure Cruise situation. But we shall see. Like, we could have led with Soulscar, but... Or Swiftspear. We go first. I think we mulligan. Doesn't do much. Alright, let's play some control. Could have tried with that hand, but a little sketchy. Not great, the fact I have to use a removal spell here. Okay, at least I take out one of these. They have Dreadhorde, which is probably going to be their play. How many Flame of Honors? Full 4, no Treasure Cruise. But even with Shove Aside. Okay, so we knew they drew that for turn. Hopefully it's just Dreadhorde. But like here, they just kind of refill, and I've used a whole bunch of resources to not get any further ahead. But that first hand I don't think does anything. Like if we think about that first hand, I'd be doing a 2-2 play. They would have had a curve of Symmetry Sage into Dreadhorde Arcanist. And I just had a plotted thing. Okay, so they, I was going to say they missed land drop, but never punished. I think we're just going to Jegantha to hand here. So yeah, the wizard matchup doesn't feel great. They'll plot there, double plot, so we're probably dead. See if I can find a burn spell. Okay. I can answer one of them at least. Now, if they have burn, then that gets me. So if this last card is a burn spell, at the very least, it forces them to cast at least one spell outside. Do this. I can't really do much here. Blame ya. And they 17s. Let's see. Slick shot. Slick shot. Slick shot. Nine. That'll be another 6. That's 14 plus the boost. Yeah. 18. Couldn't do anything there. So we finished with 5. The Wizards matchup still seems unbearable. So overall, like, this is probably a reasonable deck to get you built towards Wizards. You can certainly compete, but we saw in both those matches just the card selection, the better quality 1-drops, just like Flame of Honor just being so powerful, Expressive Iteration, just drawing them cards. There's a lot more utility that you get with them. So in the end, like, we netted out, so we can't really complain there, but I would say, like, build towards Wizards and then start with this as a starting point. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one. Stay safe.